What's up, guys? What's up? How you doing? Welcome back to another installment of the Black Critic. I am sorry for the late start. For those of you who came at 5:30, this was supposed to be like a real quick, quick one. Hit them up, drop some information or whatever, and be gone. Um, like I said, I'm trying to do Thursdays, but I'm trying to situate my schedule, and it's kind of hard to commit the time. So I'm gonna do this one real quick. Um, so as you could see, please. Oh, again, please remember to like, share, subscribe. Thank you all that participates in the live. Thank you for all your comments and your advice. I really do appreciate it. So getting into the topic right now, we have a lot we're hearing about since this month is LBGTQ month and all that other stuff, right? So the as more than usual, the right's probably going to go a little bit harder than usual, as expected. But as you can see, if you see the thumbnail that I have here, when you first saw the thumbnail, that is basically all hypocrisy. They make believe they fighting this fight because they think all LGBTQ people are groomers and yada yada yada, right? Even though there is a minuscule truth to that in a way, the false narrative that they're giving is that, well, it's everybody on the left and absolutely nobody on the right. And that's the whole dishonest thing about it that kind of eggs me. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to pretty much expose, as usual, come with receipts of the hypocrisy of the Republican Party, right? And just basically, I'll give you my little 2 cents, but again, it's going to be extremely self-explanatory here because they're pretty much saying one thing and doing something else, as well as their MAGA followers, right? As well as their MAGA followers. They're saying one thing, right? But the news corporation that they hold so dear, that's fighting the cultural fight that they love, is also pandering to the LBGT community. But before that, let me drop. Let's get into it right now, and I'll show you guys what I mean. So boom, boom, boom. So we're gonna start off with da. So yeah, let's start off with this one. So I'm gonna start off with my what Fox News, no, what my good brother Afro Think Tank pretty much says about the whole thing when it comes to LGBTQ and politics, and how you know they try to use it as a cover up and a distraction for us to keep our eyes off the prize. So I'll have him explain it to you. I 100% agree with them.
What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. I just want to read this to you real quick. Fox Pride, Fox Corp, who has led the charge against woke companies and diversity and inclusion initiatives, has signed on as a sponsor of the upcoming LA Pride Parade and Festival in Los Angeles. Sponsorships help year-round initiatives to support LGBTQ plus nonprofits, programs, and events with an emphasis on equality for underserved or at-risk groups, youth, and trans organizations. Now, the reason why I want to bring this to you is because there are a lot of African American men who has kumbaya'd and bonded with the European American man, right? Under the guise of the red pill, under the guise of blindly supporting the Republican Party, because they
Yeah, what he's saying is absolutely right. You have a lot of black African American men, right? Even though they're not a part of the Republican Party, they feel that the Republicans are fighting against LBGTQ, which they're really not. Then you got the really lost Negroes that are MAGA Republicans, diehard Republicans. They feel that again, their side are the champions of fighting, grooming, and all this other stuff. But let me not interrupt my brother's monologue.
We believe that the Republican Party and all of its supporting entities are against what they deem woke, which really means black people, but Republicans are using it to say gay people, even but they're really talking about black people. Okay, it's the way to say nigga without saying nigga. All right, but anyway, I digress. The reason why I bring this to you is because you see a lot of black people are aimlessly going towards the Republican Party because they believe the Democratic Party hasn't done anything for them in the last 40 years or 70 years or however many years, right? And they also believe it's the LGBT community that's pumping the homosexual, gay, and trans agenda, right? What I'm here to tell you is that it's this homosexual, LGBTQ plus trans agenda is much bigger than an individual party called the Democrats or individual ideological group within the Democrats called liberals. If you guys didn't actually know, the government that's in charge right now are not actually liberals. They are conservative central Democrats that are in charge, not liberals. Okay, they're not leftist liberals. This is something bigger than just the Democratic Party, and it's bigger than the Republican Party. So if your sole singular reason for blindly joining the Republican Party is because you think that the Republican Party and all the entities that control and run the Republican Party are against LGBTQ rights, then you will be sadly mistaken. Because this
goes the Fox Pride thing. How can you fight something that you align yourself with? And I'm even gonna bring more receipts to it. You can't fight something that you're aligned with, that you put, what I'm saying, that you pay proceeds to. You're doing that. They're doing that. Fox News is playing the game just like how Target plays the game, just like how Gap plays the game, right? They're no different. They're a corporate entity, and a corporate entity that serves the public and gets public revenue. You have to appease to the public. There are not these strong lone wolves that gonna stand up for whatever they make believe to stand up for. They absolutely not. They don't. So like I said, even seeing the thumbnail here, you even have some in this thumbnail here. You have Jesse Lee Peterson, that's one of the King Coons, original Coons, right? He makes Clarence Thomas look like Huey P. Newton, right? And you have the other white guy over there. He's a Republican in Wyoming. He helps fight all the LGBTQ bans and stuff like that. So there are Republicans that are gay, and there's Republicans that are openly gay, and we got the covert Republicans, and obviously the covert Republicans in this case would be the black ones.
The same corporations that fund the Democrat Party also fund the Republican Party. The same corporations that pay senators and congressmen and presidents and vice presidents to go on the international stage and pump and preach the so-called LGBTQ agenda that everybody is going against, most people are going against, are the same companies and corporations that pay the Republican senators and congressmen and presidents and vice presidents when they're in power to do exactly the same thing. You see, while African American men are being naive enough to think that African people are the sole target for this LGBTQ agenda, what they don't seem to realize is that all people are the target of the LGBT trans agenda. All people, just like the African via the hip hop community is being targeted through that mechanism, on the European American side, it's through country music. Okay. And keep in mind, the most prominent and vocal transgender advocate is a Republican white male. Keep that in mind. And both the LGBTQ and the people going against the LGBTQ on the Republican side are all white supremacists vying for white men to be able to do and be anything they want. So at the end of the day, it's all white supremacy. Just what kind of white supremacy are you participating in? What kind of white supremacy are you supporting? We all know Fox News pretends like they're against the LGBTQ community, which really means, well, I'm gonna keep telling y'all for those who don't know, because I'm getting tired of hearing black people use the word woke the same way racist white people use it, because it tells me that they've been brainwashed and they have absolutely no situation awareness, and they don't realize that they're nothing but a pawn on the chess table.
And he's right again. Remember, on my last one of my videos I had when I did about what wokeness is, how you have racist whites, obviously Republicans, taking a word that we created, a word that we invented, a word that we established for ourselves to encourage ourselves, to push ourselves intellectually, to push ourselves productively, and that word is woke. I showed you a video where Ron DeSantis, where his excuse was for banning Black history, a Republican, obviously. They're banning Black history. They're banning books, anything to do with the struggle of anybody that's not white. If you're a white male, yes, they're going to keep that struggle in there, as long as your struggle is for white people. Anything that shows the history of Black people struggling and white people being the adversary, same thing with Native Americans, they take out. Ron DeSantis, if you saw my last video, he says the woke agenda is the gay agenda. He says because the woke agenda, CRT, is teaching children from kindergarten from kindergarten to like 8th grade or whatever, elementary school children, the gay agenda, talking about teach them about LBGTQ people and things like that, which is absolutely not true. So our brother Afro Think Tank is spot on again when it comes to this, because they try to lump all these things in as one. Republicans hate Black people unless you're kissing their ass and giving them lip service and you're promoting their ideology, right? Of anti-Blackness, of anything that's not conservative. When I say conservative, again, people look up the definition. Conservatism of American conservatism. American conservatism is something we're talking about from 1776 to 1965. That's pretty much what American conservatism is without all the amendments, right? For so amendments for as like the 14th Amendment, the 13th Amendment, right? Because those things were amended because people wanted change. They were being progressive to change. They were liberals because they had to liberate themselves from the treatment of the conservative government at that time that they didn't like. So voting rights, women not able to vote, things like that, right? So Ron DeSantis, like I said, is attacking people, progressives and liberals, because he is a conservative. He's a white Hispanic guy, I think, right? He is attacking anybody that is not a part of the conservative paradigm per se, if you're not falling in line with the white conservative ideology.
They're not playing chess. They are the pawn on the table being moved around by the true master. Okay. So for all you guys that think you're running away from LGBTQ anything, just understand that Fox News, which is owned by Rupert Murdoch, right, which is a 100% right-wing white supremacist run propaganda network.
Rupert Murdoch also bought CNN, which is messed up. So CNN, he's trying to control both sides of the coin. I need to confirm that, but I heard of a reliable source over and over again that Rupert Murdoch also controls CNN.
Also understands that they get paid by people that are bigger, more powerful, and more influential than them. And if they want to keep making that money, they're going to capitulate to the LGBT trans community and the things that they want. Because obviously, there's some people, some group of people, all the way at the top that transcends both Democrats and Republicans that want to push this agenda onto American society as a whole, no matter whether you're a Democrat or Republican. So keep that in mind. If your only agenda is to get away from the Democratic Party, is to the Republican Party, thinking that you're going to have somebody on the side, you're sadly mistaken. So everybody, y'all really need to up the level of political consciousness, understand how politics works, understand how politicians get paid, understand why politicians don't do anything for you specifically. Because just like you say, the Democrats haven't done anything for you, there are millions of Republicans saying that the Republican Party hasn't done anything for you. So you don't run away from one party to go to the next party thinking that party is going to do something for you when historically both parties have made a point to not do anything for the African American community and specifically as a whole.
And he's making another good point. So Donald Trump unfortunately had 4 years of being president, right? He fucked that up. He tried to hold that down by doing January 6th and all type of insurrectionist type nonsense, right? So if he was such a staunch believer in what these Republican MAGA clowns believe, right? Why didn't he? I mean, on the state level, you have people fighting LBGTQ stuff like Ron DeSantis and I think probably Ted Cruz and other people. But on a national level, from what I've heard, maybe I'm wrong, Donald Trump didn't do anything to prevent LGBTQ people progressing, right? So it's like he got his little MAGA minions doing all the work when basically he has the power to to put something in place to stop the grooming and stop the wokeness happening in society with the LGBTQ people, but he didn't. It's like again, it's a cult. It's like a religion. It's like a fanatic Muslim religion or a fanatic Christian religion talking about, oh, my God is going to do this. Like they say, oh, Trump is going to do this, and no, then you don't see no God doing anything. No Allah's doing nothing. No Jesus is doing nothing. There's an actual people that profess that their God's going to do something. It's the same thing with the Republicans. They profess that their Trump God is going to do something, and he did nothing. It's the people on the lower part of the totem pole is actually doing something, saying that it's coming from the top when it's actually not coming from the top.
Even though both groups do things specifically for other groups, i.e., Democrats do everything for every other group that exists on the planet other than squaring away and taking care of the African American group, who's their biggest supporters and biggest allies. And the Republicans, they only capitulate, they only do things for white males and the white pet, the black and Asian pet coons they can get.
Yep, the pet Negroes and the pet Asians, like your Dinesh D'Souza's, Mitch McConnell's wife. Um, this is a whole plethora of Negroes, and he's right.
To spew off their white racist talking points that they actually can't say out their mouths themselves because it coming out of a white mouth will be called racist. But when they get a black coon house nigga to say it, then it's okay to say. That's why you have black Republicans, because all you have to do is pay them some money and they will spew out their white racist talking points on behalf of their massa that's paying them big bucks. Okay, so keep that in mind for you single issue voters who think that by sliding to another party you'll be getting away from something that you don't particularly like. Because a lot of people don't like the LGBTQ pushing agenda. A lot of Democrats don't like it, but we don't have control over that no matter what party is you vote in, because the people that pay these politicians are the ones that's in charge. Until you figure that out, you're always going to be a pawn on the chessboard thinking that you're playing, but you're not. You're just being controlled.
And our brother is right. I'll end it right there. He's absolutely right. So I really don't have to really add to it. So now that We got a huge dose of some common sense. Now let's dive into the nonsense. Right. So, like I said, there is a huge the MAGA minions that we have here. They believe in the hype, and they believe that their party is has no affiliation or no ties with the LBGTQ community, right? So we're gonna do to our favorite two Republicans, our favorite two MAGA minions, right here, to show you, so I can show you what I'm talking about here. Maybe you guys missed it, but it was basically on my last post about Brandon talking ill of Guyana, showing his ignorance more than usual, show caught up all in his feelings, and again, he will show that he's a fake Pan Africanist. He's basically a Negro capitalist that so happens to just invest in Africa, and he feels that makes him a Pan Africanist when that does not make you a Pan Africanist at all. The simplest form of Pan Africanism is basically showing love and concern and compassion for all African people on the continent, and people outside the continent that's African descent, right? That's on a level of love and respect, right? Now we get into investing and making sure we have economical prosperity. That's also a part of it, but he doesn't even have the common foundation of what Pan African is when it comes to brotherly love. And you're gonna call, and here, if you guys didn't see, it was on my last video. He's gonna be here and call Guyana my country, even it was even I even stood for other countries. So I'll take it a little bit more personal because it's Guyana, but I take it just I'll be just gonna say if they talk about Haiti or Senegal or Zimbabwe or Dominican Republic because it's a black country, and you're gonna say fuck the black country and they ain't shit and they this and they that, all because they don't want to they don't want to push you over to kiss Trump's ass. Like that makes no sense. So right here I'm going to basically show you where he's pretty much lying on what's going on right now.
Dynast, Tendaji, in American First Rifle.
Oh no, there's a lot of differences between us. For example, when I call myself a Pan Africanist,
it's Dynast's turn. It's Dynast's turn.
You don't know Pan African word.
Dwayne, let me ask you a question.
It's Dynast's turn.
You already said you don't have a daughter. Do you agree that biological men who identify as women should share the same space as?
Hold on a second, y'all. Hold on a second. I'm about to check something out real quick. Sorry about that, guys. Someone was at the Dizzo and had to answer the door. All right, so let's get back to it. I'll bring it back a little something.
You already said you don't have a daughter. Do you agree?
Hold on.
That biological men who identify as women should share the same space as our daughters?
No.
Okay. So do you understand the reason why someone like myself or someone like Brandon will vote for Donald Trump?
I do, but and I explained it
Again, so I just want y'all to put that. So basically, these mental midgets and simpletons, like Afro Think Tank says, are one issue voters, right? One issue voters. They think that that means the world to everything. And to me, and this come before this, to me, this says a lot about these so-called men as fathers, right? Now, you cannot help what the world puts out there, right? You cannot help what the world puts out there, but as a father, you raise your children in the home. You don't raise your children outside, right? So you have to protect your kids and educate your kids on certain things, right? As well as be involved with your children and as far as like their schools. So the most place your children spend time with would be with family and would be in school, right? So if you are not involved in what's going on in your children's school, that's on you. If your children are getting information that you don't like, again, that's on you. So I don't know, these dudes are baby daddies and stuff like that, and so they feel powerless. They don't have their children with them all the time, so they may be getting information. As far as I know, Brandon, he probably got no job. For as I know, he's on YouTube every day. I don't know if he works from home or whatever, but he spends a lot of time, like when I unsubscribed from him a little while back. But I know he used to be on there like 2-3 times a day. No one like this has a career, right? They may have like a little crappy 9-to-5 job, but no one that's a full-time family man has a full-time career, not a job, has all this time to spend on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So this tells me that these guys aren't really involved in their children's life at all, or they're just very bad parents. They're more concerned about what corporations and the government is doing, basically, them rather than them concentrating on being good fathers. So that's a point that something that I really realize. I understand that it's something that is upsetting as far as the whole LBGTQ thing, and sometimes it goes in the sector of children. I get that. I'm against that, but to go extra ham like this or whatever, when you look at it like, okay, you're not helpless, right? You're a man, right? It's your child. You should have a say in what your child sees, consumes, where your child goes. But that doesn't seem to be the issue here. Like, I fight that in my home, but I don't go crazy about it. There was something like that LBGTQ thing it was like a poster that they had. It was like LBGTQ, and I'm like, what the hell? And I think I took a picture of it. And basically it was just talking about not bullying. It didn't go into the sexualization of it and stuff like that, but I still felt that wasn't appropriate. There, just talk about, okay, zero tolerance bullying. And today is June. Supposed to have a PTA meeting about that. But anyway, that's neither here or there. I just noticed that to be a little bit concerning and troubling.
This article, I also understand some of the reasons why brothers and sisters vote Democrats. So my thing is that's why I don't take sides in a white supremacist contest, because there are legitimate reasons on both sides for why a brother or sister would vote Republican or vote Democrat.
Give us one.
Brandon, Brandon, I know this is your show, brother, but just 1 second, Brandon. I know this is your show.
Go ahead.
Oh, come on, man. I don't know why it's doing this. Must be the rain. Having buffering issues. Need to stand the rain. Anyway, you know what? That's enough. All right, hold on. Like, that was weird. Started working again. Hold on, let me share it again. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, let me do it again.
People like someone like Brandon, who has a daughter, who's a great, very talented volleyball player, that he is not a Pan-Africanist because he voted for Trump because he's concerned.
No, that's not my argument in the article, though.
You're asking a question that has an easy answer. Why would a Pan-Africanist vote for Donald Trump? That Dynas is telling you why. You're faking ignorance. You're feigning ignorance to justify being in the middle of a situation where.
Okay, so let's see who's really ignorant, because again, if it's your daughter and stuff like that, right? You're not in control of your daughter, of what she sees, what you consume. I assume his daughter's a teenager, so he hasn't had that talk with his daughter or anything like that. All this shows me that these are just two weak men that are not in control of their household, not in control of their baby mama or whatever and stuff like that, because the baby mama gonna probably do some fuck shit and whatever, and have them do all, and have them influence all this LBGQ shit, since they can't say nothing to their baby mama because they didn't want to be paying extra child support or whatever. They get online like two helpless fucking powerless men, a couple of beta bitches on some we have to fight LBGTQ, we have to fight LBGTQ, going crazy with it. So that's the end of that. So here I'm just gonna come with the receipts as of two, because remember, Fox News is Fox News, I guess probably next to Newsmax, is a reliable source, even though they've been sued the hell out of Dominion for spreading false lies about Dominion Machine working with Cesar Chavez and all that. They had to pay Dominion all this money, which probably led to Tucker Carlson getting fired, and because he was spreading again that misinformation. So that was probably part of the settlement deal, and they're paying all this money. So Fox News is their god. They don't care. They will still listen to Fox News. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show them their precious Fox News that they stand behind. Right? And what do we have here? Just like I had in my thumbnail, LBGTQ Pride Month. Fox News Media celebrates the contributions to America by the LBGTQ community. Wow, what? You guys could check it out. Like, since I'm sharing my screen right now, you don't see the web address, but is www.foxnews.com/America Together /LBGTQ/Pride. This is the site that they have. This is what Fox News is promoting. This is what they're promoting, right? This is what they're promoting on the back burner, right? This is what they're promoting on the back burner. And here's the trademark right here. You see my cursor? Trademark and copyright notice, right? And 2023 Fox News Network LLC, all rights reserved, used to the website, including any and all parts of yada 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 yada. Right? So they do the culture war thing, the white man country, make America great again, and stuff like that. Right? When they got an Asian family here, right? They're not gonna call them. Oh, they got the China virus, the Hong Kong flu, like Trump says. You have the Arab guy there, and things like that, depending what type of Arab country it is, because Trump gave money to the Saudis, right? Jared Kushner got a couple $100 million from the Saudis, but no one says anything about that. It's Hunter Biden, even though Hunter Biden, what he did was legitimate business deals that he did, but could be a conflict of interest, yes. But Jared Kushner, who had no experience, was in the goddamn White House and got money from the Saudis the moment Trump left. Like, come on, right? So, yeah, so it's all a bunch of hypocrisy. So let's look at more of the hypocrisy.
We are celebrating LGBTQ plus Pride Month by highlighting the community's culture and history.
And on this Thursday morning,
they're celebrating. So you got Steve Ducey, forgot this asshole's name, I forgot his name, right? They all, now they have to pretend, right? They all have to pretend they have to do it. Why? Because they're part, like what the Afro think tank says, they're all a part of the same corporation. There is no safe haven. No, and two major parties is Democrats, and another one is the Republican Party. They all do it. One is at least more honest, like, hey, look, we promote LGBTQ. Okay, fine. There's craziness happening on in the LGBTQ party. To what extent? That would be a smart, intelligent question. But we're talking about Republicans here. You're not talking about smart people as far as their supporters, right? So they're saying voting for Donald Trump, voting for Donald Trump. Donald Trump, you've seen the thumbnail, is down with the nonsense too. So let's hear him.
We learn about Billy
Do it again.
Bean,
We are celebrating LGBTQ plus.
Sorry about that, guys. I don't know why I'm having trouble buffering. All right, hold on a second. I don't know why I did that. So let's go on to this one.
Well, we are celebrating LGBTQ
Again, Fox News.
plus Pride Month by highlighting the community's culture and history.
This morning, we are spotlighting CMT host Cody Allen.
Fox News Media Senior Vice President of Marketing, I should say, Michael Tamero has more.
Well, guys, Cody Allen is pretty much the voice of CMT Radio, CMT All Access, and
Country
Hot 20
music.
Countdown.
So we got
With all that
country music people supporting LGBTQ, you know, out there like Wyoming, West Virginia, Texas. You know, we can't stand them queers. You know what I'm saying? We like stayers, but we certainly don't like queers. You know, but here they go again. They're supporting the LGBTQ. Right? Let's go on to this one.
Pride Month continues as we highlight the story of Rylan Whittington, whose journey of transitioning at age 5 has been seen by 7 million people in a family YouTube video. Brian Yannis has a story about that family that hopes their experience can help others. Watch here.
If you saw me walking down the street, you wouldn't think anything different.
14-year-old Rylan Whittington is a typical Southern California teenager. And the Whittingtons, along with mom Hillary, dad Jeff, and sister Brinley, are a typical family. The only difference, though, in Rylan's eyes, is what this family can mean to the tens of thousands of kids under 18 who identify as transgender.
We put our story out there so people could see that, like, there's another family out there that is going through what we're going through, or there's another family who's proud of who they are.
Before Rylan could even speak,
They're promoting grooming. They're grooming kids. Fox News. They're grooming. Oh my God. Fox News is grooming? According to them, they're grooming. I don't know who this guy is, but I like this guy. He's he's one of my favorite comedians. He's gay, so what? He's a very funny guy. He passed. So I'm glad they're acknowledging him. You know, so let's check it out.
June is Pride Month, and this weekend we're shining a spotlight on those in the LGBTQ plus community. Fox News Media Senior Vice President Michael Tamero interviewed the funny and iconic actor Leslie Jordan. Michael joins us now. He joins us now with more. Michael, how are you?
I'm good, guys. How are you? Let's face it, COVID has been the pits this past year, but Leslie Jordan has been having a banner year with a new book, a new gospel album, and a new show, all while owning who he is as a sober, 66-year-old sober gay Christian man.
Hello, fellow Huckadams. Leslie Allen Jordan reporting in for duty.
Leslie Jordan, the Emmy Award-winning actor, began lockdown in his native Tennessee and ended up a viral sensation.
What are y'all?
So you got him there. And if you guys care to, you could check more out. You can check more Fox News hypocrisy when it comes to LBGTQ. Oh, you got Senator Kim Jackson. I don't know what her deal is or whatever, right? Just to let you guys know that Fox News is full of shit, right? So every time they say, I'm Republicans, what are you? Do you have a daughter? Do you have a daughter? Do you got kids? Like these are mental morons, MAGA minions, simpletons that think that one party is fighting against one party staunchly fights against another party. So if you think I'm lying, I'm flying, right? So let me show you something else here. So their Lord and Savior, Donald Trump, right? He has, like you see on the thumbnail, he has this. So, like I said before, he didn't put any policies or anything against it, right? They try to act like Donald Trump didn't have this in his hand. Donald Trump has this in his hand. Look at his face. He's all elated. He's happy. He wasn't making fun of it, right? You could just simply just Google Trump, I don't know, Trump LGBTQ flag or whatever, right? Trump called out for selling LGBTQ for Trump's t-shirts for Pride, right? We all know Donald Trump has no shame, but you might have thought, even though he would think twice before hawking merchandise to cash in on Pride. But yeah, because he's a grifter. You know what I'm saying? He did Trump University, which was a fraud, right? He doesn't pay his workers when they were for construction. He doesn't pay his taxes. He's like, why would I pay taxes? It's like the guy is a fucking broke ass bum. If you got money, you're not gonna do tax evasion. Anyway, so yeah, so guys, there's several articles about that. I'm not gonna bore you with it. Just was just be just pretty much like a hit piece. Take it for what you want, good or bad, right? So just open your eyes to what's going on, right? As far as like the Republican Party and Trump, that's totally against LGBTQ. Again, he didn't put any bill or anything fighting LGBTQ in the 4 years that he was there, right? He was trying to make money off of it, right? So, where else are we? So I did that. So right here is another one. It's pretty much the same thing that I have. Huffington Post. Basically, Trump's bizarrely displays. Go away. I hate you. Bizarrely displays rainbow flag declaring LGBTQ for Trump at rally. Right? Another one. It's like all over, but again, they want to believe that they never seen it. A video of a rally showed Trump's bouncing around the stage holding up the flag with a grin on his face before giving the flag back to audience member. Right? So there's gay people in the Republican Party, which is no big surprise because gay people are, hold on now, people. Right? And they probably have the same despicable or commendable attributes politically, right? So like I made a mistake thinking that years ago that marginalized people, right? If you're white and you're marginalized, so let's say if you're a female, or let's say you're an atheist, or let's say you're a gay person, like I'm thinking all these marginalized people. So let's say you're all these three things, which I've seen like that. You have a white female that's gay and atheist. So I'm thinking, okay, this person is marginalized in every way, shape, or form in the American social order of how things are, of what's being accepted or not. These same people will still be racist as hell. right? They still have racist tendencies, and you think, wow, you as a marginalized person, you would think that you have some sort of compassion or understanding or something like that about me being a much more marginalized person. No, it's not like that. So I'm saying that to say they could still have the same despicable ideologies as Republicans have, right? So that's that article. Almost at the end here, I think. Let me see what else I have to share with you guys. Like I said, it's going to be something boom, bam, boom, in and out. Just so I could show you that these one issue Republican votes you, that's the only thing you're voting for. It's totally moronic. All right. Okay, so here's the article. Republican blast Fox News for promoting LBGTQ Pride Month. Again, I'm not lying. I showed you guys receipts before, right? And this was a year ago. So this is not happening, something that's just happening. This has been ongoing since Trump became president. And people may believe it didn't happen, but he got the message out there. Hey, look, guys, I'm for you, right? And so at the same time, still a smack in the face to, Republicans that have no pride. Like, okay, you're for us, and then through your whole 4 years, you're making fun of gay people. But hey, they're loyal dogs, right? So it says Republican blast Fox News for promoting LGBTQ pride. The article quickly says Republicans are turning against Fox News for promoting LGBTQ Pride Month. The network, which has built a reputation for its conservative perspective, launched a Pride Month promotional video earlier in June inviting viewers to collaborate Pride Month with Fox News, meet important voices of the LGBT community, and go inside their incredible contributions. Right? They also had, so it was probably the article that I showed you before about with all the video clips and Steve douchebag Ducey, oh, we're gonna celebrate Pride Month and whatever, and then they go on a tirade talking bad about gay people. They also aired a Pride Month special segment featuring a transgender teenager named Ryland. So yeah, that's the actual one, whose parents allowed him to transition when he was 5 years old. In the special, his mother Hillary Watson said allowed her daughter to transition because he would rather have a living daughter than a dead daughter. Okay. So, whoa, what's here? Whoa. That. Right. So, yeah. So you guys go check it out. It's Newsweek. That's the article. Yeah, that's the article there that I showed you. Republicans blast Fox News. So this a year ago. So when these guys lie to you and tell you that the Republican Party is not about that, they are just simply lying to your face because they think you don't know anything. And now that I have debunked that, you have a little bit of more ammunition where you could carefully make political decisions better on your own. Please don't be a one issue voter, because there's so many issues that we have to deal with, and just be more cognizant of that. We have to do a lot better in our decision making politically. Her Cornel West is, hold on a second. Cornel West is running. I kind of like that. I think he's running under the People's Party. I think that may be an issue. I understand probably getting away from the Democratic and the Republican Party, but the People's Party I'm not too familiar with, but I'm not hearing great things about. I mean, it would be good if he ran as independent, and I think he get a lot of black votes. I think he get a lot of votes in general because he's been respected in the game for decades now. Since the 80s, and 90s, Cornel West has put in work. He goes against the grain, against popular. So even when he was running for like Obama, I remember him and Ricky Smiley, whatever, was saying like how, just basically telling the truth of how Obama was failing on a lot of things, and niggas got mad. Like I said, the Negro Trinity of the black community, where you can't talk bad about, where people, they will not listen to you. Talk bad about Beyonce, Jesus, and Obama, and niggas will get mad. They're all irrational. You can't say nothing bad about Beyonce, Jesus, or Obama. Niggas turn into idiots. Well, niggas are idiots, so that's kind of a redundant statement. But anyway, till next time, guys. Thanks for listening. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Give me any comments or anything that, how you feel about the video, if you agree with it, disagree with it or not, or if you want me to do any topics or anything like that, just let me know. Thanks for listening, and until next time.